Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Democracy 4 in the United States, starting up our 7th year. We're getting closer and closer to that election. Oh boy. So we're trying to fix some money issues by reducing our government spending. We're really just struggling hard with cars and with the environment, and I think the next thing we're going to do next turn is start really pushing out some bus subsidies and other such things. So let's go ahead and move on. See what's going to happen. An illegal immigration outcry. Significant growth in illegal immigration has triggered outrage amongst the conservative population of our country. Racial tension was already high, and with porous borders being continually breached, the situation was bound to come to a head. So conservatives are angry, and there are more of them. That's not good for me. That's actually really bad for me. Okay. Cyber warfare is also about to start. As of next turn, it has started. This is too little too late. Okay, that's gonna be a thing. Right, reducing our military spending apparently hasn't helped with that at all. Yeah, anytime you have a really high GDP and you're a very technologically advanced nation, people are going to start using this against you. We can try to increase our intelligence services, and this helps. What? This is... Okay, well, it's not showing the effect on cyber warfare, but I guarantee you it exists. This increases our private space industry because of satellites. Well, that's kind of cool. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and apply... how much does this cost? I'm sorry, it costs how much? Oh, only 8. Okay, I was about to say, it costs 27. I'm going to get real peeved. You know, let's come back to that. We're going to have to deal with it eventually. Let's first do what I said I want to do and go and look for anything that's going to greatly improve our bus usage and start reducing our congestion. We could do congestion charging. It will upset a lot of people, but it will greatly reduce the car usage. It's a very direct way of attacking the issue. Indirectly, we could try to go for the bus subsidies or the bus lanes. These certainly will increase the bus usage quite a bit. I'm going to try this. I've never seen this. I don't know if it's any good, but we're going to try it. Toll roads would probably do the same thing, but it reduces the quality at the same time. So we'll do this. Congestion charging. Motorists hate it. Traffic congestion could drop by a lot, up to 17%. I mean, that's pretty good. You know what? I'm okay with upsetting the motorists. I don't care. Let's go ahead and do it. We're passing that. Then I'm going to go over here, and we could do the bus subsidies, and I think that this ultimately is going to reduce the number of commuters, or sorry, the number of motorists, which is good. It's also pretty expensive. Bus lanes is cheap. So we're going to do this and upset motorists even further and increase bus usage by a lot. I am a little concerned that our transport minister or somebody is kind of soft on motorists, and we're going to really upset somebody, but I'm going to accept it. We're doing this, dang it. We're doing this, and we're going to freaking deal with the stupid congestion. If I can't save the environment, I can at least let people drive safely. All right? That's what we're doing. Where's my intelligence services? Is this it? Yes, that's the one. Okay, we want to raise this up a bit. We can get up by 4 and do this. It's not going to be enough to stave off the cyber warfare. We've already crossed the start trigger. It's too little too late. But doing this will at the very least start to reduce its influence going forward. Okay, good enough. Yeah, it's a technological advantage is a big part of why we're having this problem, is the GDP is continuing to go up and our technology is really, really high. I don't much always like, you know, how in democracy games, doing things that we all would generally consider to be, like, objectively good is so nasty, but that's kind of how the real world works. You know, there's no real solutions to problems. Everyone talks as if, like, this is so easy to solve. You know, world hunger and the environment and, you know, travel and blah, blah, blah. Everyone acts as if it's really easy. It's not easy. There's no solution to anything. It's just a matter of managing trade-offs. That's how it works. It's just trade-offs. And if you can handle that, you're fine. You know? Case in point, we already found this with the United States healthcare system, right? You can, there are 3 different axes that I like to consider when it comes to healthcare. There is affordability, there is availability, and there's quality. Those are the 3 axes. Pick 2. You can't have the third one. The third one is always going to be rough. United States, we have generally pretty good availability and quality of healthcare, but it's extremely expensive. Other places are going to have socialized healthcare systems, and it's going to be affordable generally, depending on how you want to, consider the taxes and such, depending on where you fall in that bracket. And it might be widely available if it's administered correctly, but it may be low quality, or maybe it's going to be pretty high quality and it's going to be affordable, but there's going to be a shortage of it. You know, those kind of things happen. It's all trade-offs, and that's important to understand. I think, if you want to have any maturity when it comes to dealing with politics. It also changes your perspective, I think, of a lot of politicians and other people who are trying to lead, because really all they can do is manage trade-offs the best they know how. And that's kind of it. Housing expansion. Yes, we are relaxing the planning law. I don't even have to think about it. Yes, it upsets the farmers, the environmentalists, but it reduces homelessness. Are you serious? This doesn't deal with the housing crisis? We increased the I increased the supply by removing red tape. It didn't even have an impact. Gosh dang it. It makes me upset. Makes me upset. Okay, so gridlock is gone. That's great. Let's take a look at that traffic congestion. Took a bit of a nosedive. Beautiful. We actually could go back to congestion charging and maybe reduce the impact of this a little bit, but why? Why? I want to continue reducing that car usage. It's a good thing. Let's take a look here. Car usage is going down. Will continue to be a thing for a bit. Takes a long time for rail subsidies to kick in. That's one really big problem with them, but oh well. Environment starting to tick up. I mean, we're getting somewhere, and it's mostly coming due to these car emission limits. What else can we do? Well, you know, one fun thing. We actually are back to having a surplus. I don't really know how that happened, but it did. Since we have a surplus, we can go for the bus subsidies. What else we got, though? We got Law and Order, Anti-Corruption Agency. That's fine. Body cameras. There we go. Upsets a lot of people, but reduces racial tension and corruption. Ooh. Police drones. Well, I think I want to do that. Public services. State Water Company, though. But it exacerbates that water shortage. How is that water shortage doing? It is going down. The Climate Change Adaptation Fund is working. Okay? It's happening. And as the environment continues to tick up, this is only going to get better. Environmental protests are still a thing. Pollution is ticking down as hard as I can. How do I get more people killed? Ooh, wait a minute. I know how. Right to die policies. Yeah, where's that? Where'd that go? Right to die. Haha. It upsets the conservatives and the religious by a lot, but it reduces population. This is one of those issues where I've got some real serious problems with the right to die. I get why people want to, but I got issues with it. So I'm going to let my own personal biases kind of sit on the sideline here. We're just going to go for this. Now, at will right to die, good God. That seems like it's asking for serious issues. Family's agreement. Wow, if your kids say that Daddy needs to die, I guess it's okay. Single doctor's agreements. These are two multiple doctor's agreement. These thresholds don't all line up with, like, the actual marks here, and that's something that kind of confuses me. In extreme circumstances. Ow, I just hit my foot really hard on my chair. Oh, God, that hurt. Okay, retired like this. They love this. What the crud? Please, just let me die. So, wait, okay, so I'm looking at this like a scale, right? Extreme circumstances, lots of doctors have to agree, a single doctor has to agree. You're telling me that we can make this so that just the children decide it and pull the plug. There's no doctor involved? I guess it depends a little bit on your view as to right to die laws and why to do it. Some people just don't want to get old, you know? And once they become what they consider to be more of a burden on society or their family, they like the ability to just pull the plug and just end it there because, you know, why keep living? Other people mostly see right to die laws as reasons why we should have the law because why let people suffer, right? And that's where you want to have a doctor's agreement because if people are in chronic conditions that can never get better, well, then you'd argue that maybe this is fine. This is just like expedience. Man, what do I want to do? I mean, we can really upset, I guess, the conservatives and religious. Liberalism membership goes up by a surprising amount. I think I'm going to compromise, and we're just going to do a single doctor's agreement, all right? The family has to be in agreement, you have to want to, and the doctor has to say that that's appropriate. That's the stance I'm taking on it. We're doing this. Lordy, I feel like I'm touching a freaking third rail here. This game brings out problems. Okay, what else do we want to do? Well, we're honestly fine on education and health. I don't need to touch that. It's really just a matter of continuing to control the pollution, and as the population dies, it's going to happen anyway. Reforestation, we've already maxed this out. There's nothing else I can do here, so that's good. Wait, am I misreading this? Hang on. Population is reducing pollution? How the heck is population reducing? More population reduces pollution? That doesn't sound right. Is that right? That's what they're saying. Okay, well. I mean, pollution is going to go away on its own. I really don't think we need to worry about that. Environmental protests, you hippies can just say whatever you want. I don't care. Gig economy, we're not changing this. It's going to raise car usage, but that's why we have buses. Real estate bubble. This I would love to change. Reducing population fixes it. Cyber warfare. This I would love to change. Intelligence services will reduce it by another 15% or so, but it's not going to be enough to cross the stop trigger. This is going to hit our GDP hard, by the way, if you didn't know. We could fix foreign relations and make this stronger. That's a thing. Yeah, we could do more foreign aid. Lots of it, in fact. Spend some of that extra money. Start handing it out like crazy. Patriots are going to get real mad, but that's fine. You know, what if we just did this? We just raise it up a little bit. We get a lot more foreign relations. It turns out if you give people money, they like you. Yes, we're going to do this. That will be good for me. And do we still have... We can't do the diplomatic service. That costs 8. Okay. That's another thing you can do. If nobody wants to attack you because they all love you, well, cyber warfare goes away on its own too. Fake news. Can we ever fix this? I don't think so. If we had a state broadcaster, which the U.S. does not really have, like, at all, and I would argue should not, we could. But is this not just a propaganda effort? It reduces fake news a little bit if the state is the one telling you what's true. Good Lord, that isn't just asking for problems at all. Foreign relations goes up, though. Why? Why do they care? State employee education goes up. Socialists like it. This is a weird choice. This is another thing where I don't feel like this quite matches up. I don't know. I mean, I enjoy the BBC as much as anything, but, like, I would frankly not want the United States government to own one. That would suck. Respiratory disease is going down. The reforestation is certainly helping a little bit. Tobacco usage. If we were able to beat this down a bit more by increasing tobacco taxes, that could help. We could fix respiratory disease before I leave office. Maybe. Well, let's save our political capital and move on to the next turn, because we should be getting a lot of foreign relations. The GDP is still at the maximum. Here's the thing. Once you hit a cap in Democracy 4, the GDP literally can't get better. There's a capacity. In the real world, we can just keep going and making more money. But in this, no, not so much. Improved tenancy rights. There's a current proposal to increase the rights of tenants to rented accommodation. The fear of being suddenly thrown out of your home or having rent raised to unaffordable levels or waiting ages for repairs is making rented accommodation extremely undesirable, and tenants are demanding something is done. You don't need government interaction here when you simply read through the contracts and negotiate and or refuse to sign them. And if you can't find apartments that are willing to work with you on this, then maybe you're not in as good a position of leverage as you think. I don't know. The rental market is a good example of a free market where landlords will compete for the best tenants. That is certainly true. Tenants can pick and choose their homes based on price, location, and reputation. Also true. There is no need for further burdensome legislation. So basically, they just read out my actual beliefs on this. Okay. Improve the tenants' rights, which basically is just pass a law saying you have to do what we tell you to, neener. There's something to be said about having minimum, like, at least tenants' rights in the sense that it provides a sense of stability. And maybe there's arguments to be made about, like, emergency situations. For example, there's a certain pandemic that's raging around the world right now, and people don't need to be kicked out of their houses. That only exacerbates the problem. So maybe placing a memorandum holding people from evicting their tenants could be good. At the same time, you know, landlords are going to be losing a lot of money. And some people are like, oh, boo-hoo. Come on, these are people too who have a living to make, okay? This is how it works. I'm going to keep the current rights. Makes the poor unhappy. Socialists don't like it. All right. Wealthy like it. And the capitalists like it. Good. That's fine. Tonight, news headlines. Nationally recognized physicist talks to us about the shame she fears for the state of science funding. Why? Our country's not a joke. We're doing great. We're doing great on science. Have you not heard of our private space industry? Have you not heard of our technological advantage and our competitive economy? Good Lord. What are you guys people saying? I think those news headlines just pop up to kind of draw your attention to things you can do. I don't think it actually matters too much. That said, though, do we actually have sciences funding? That's health. Where's education? Education? There it is. Education. We should have it somewhere. I'm just having a hard time finding it. Wait, where is it? Do we not have science funding? Oh, that can't be right. There used to be actual science funding as a policy, and I might be blind on this point. This is public services, isn't it? What about technology? Hang on. The technology's right here. Technology policies. There's science funding. Okay, I couldn't see the thing. I thought it had directly impacted education, but I'm apparently wrong. Oh, it is pretty low. I'll give you that. It's pretty low. We could improve our, science funding and get more, like, energy efficiency and technology, but more technology only exacerbates the cyber warfare, and we don't need to increase the GDP any more than we already have. So you know what that lady doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't have a clue what she's talking about. Let's pass the diplomatic service. This just costs some money to basically just make people like you. It's good. It's good across the board. This is immigration. Here's foreign relations. Foreign relations should be skyrocketing as time goes on here, so this will be fine. Cyber warfare will start to go down as well because we have the intelligence services, and also foreign relations will go up, so this will go down. Military spending, if we ramped it back up, we could probably reduce this a bit, but, I mean, meh. I don't really want to deal with that. How are we looking on the water shortage? It's getting there. It's getting there. Gosh, dang it. It's gonna happen. How's the pollution? Oh, it's getting better. It's getting better. How's the environment? Environment's improving. Okay. What else can we do to improve the environment? What can we do? We can go to those bus subsidies. We could also do a state rail company. We can own the means of production when it comes to rail. Maybe. I don't know. Bus subsidies are fine. This costs a bit of money, but I think it's fine. Bus usage up a bit. Reduce that car usage by a lot more. Admittedly, there are going to be very upset motorists, but when almost everybody is a commuter, who cares? We're going to have to go against the tide here in the United States and try to make people start taking advantage of our commuting services. Stop driving your cars, Americans. Yeah. Plastic bag tax will do me absolutely no good right now. Alcohol tax we could increase, but it doesn't do me a lot of good. Can we change our smoking tax? Can't right now. We don't have enough political capital. Okay. Well, then let's move on into the next turn. Flash crash. Gosh dang it. Right. Well, this is going to fix all of our environmental issues, so that's good. Budget surplus still exists, by the way. That's fine. Let's see. Pollution dropping down a lot. Let's take a look at that environment. This should... We're going to see some weird delayed effects, but this is going to jump up. And in a way, this kind of is good, because what's going to end up happening here with things like pollution and stuff is we're going to cross below the stop trigger, and as long as the inertia is still down, it'll reset back up here, but we haven't crossed the start trigger again. So as long as we stay in this range, that reset will be enough to get rid of some of these negative events. Also, this might even be enough to get rid of cyber warfare, too, now that we're in this zone. Who knows? You know what? I like to think that I orchestrated this. I like to think that I orchestrated this flash crash. Oh my god, almost the entire population of America have become environmentalists. What? Oh Lord, when did this happen? Okay, yeah, no, the environmentalists love me because I've done a lot to help them. A lot, and there are most of the humans in America. Wow. Geez, okay, that's fun. Socialists love me, and I can't really figure out why they like me more than the wealthy like me. I understand why unionists would hate me, but beyond that, I don't know. Inheritance taxes... No, I don't need to change any of that. What do we want to do? This is going to fix itself if the environment solves itself briefly. Gig economy I don't plan on changing. I'm okay with it, and I say that as a YouTuber. Environmental protests... It's only an issue because the environment is so bad. This will go away if we just improve the environment. I kind of think that this... It does, actually. I was going to say. Okay, so if the environmentalists hate you and they're a large population of the country, I can see this becoming an absolute disaster. But as it stands, it seems to be okay. It is exacerbating, our traffic congestion, but beyond that, meh. Economy. We have a lot of political capital to work with right now. We can do something big. But what would we do? Maternity leave? Organic farming subsidies, green electronics initiative. It reduces the chance of a rare earth crisis, which, interestingly enough, we haven't had a problem with. Usually, once you get a really high GDP and technology rating, you start to have rare earth problems where you run out of things like gold and other such metals. In this case, it doesn't seem to be a problem. We can reduce pollution directly by doing this and improve energy efficiency. Capitalists don't like it, but that's it. Yeah, that's a thing. But I think it's going to fix itself. Do we need this? We can do a small level of it. But 23 political capital is a lot, though. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Do we have no consumer rights in the U.S.? That's not true. We do have some. Maybe not as much as you'd find in Europe, but we do have them. Tax. Frequent flyer tax. Empty homes tax. Here's something fun. Socialism goes down. Socialists like it, though. This creates capitalists. okay? But it upsets those capitalists, so this just hurts me in a lot of ways. It doesn't say that this helps to reduce the number of homes that people are buying and therefore increase the supply of homes available for people to buy and solve the housing bubble. I don't want punitive taxes. I think these suck. Married tax allowances make religious extremely happy, but beyond that, meh. No. Air travel reduced, but no. Health tax credits, no. We already have a system of vouchers. Internet currency taxation. And we haven't had to deal with any internet currency adoption yet at this point. That's probably because our currency doesn't suck. We haven't been printing money like crazy. Microgeneration grants. Environment improves. Here's a thought. Yes, let's do this one. This one's okay. It doesn't have any adverse effects. It just costs some money. It reduces CO2 emissions. It makes the environment improve. We have more environmentalists, and since they love me, having more of them actually works for me. And lots of energy efficiency. I've got the money. I say we do this. There we go. I stand by my decision. What else do we want? Organ donation. Compulsory food labeling. I don't know why religious don't like this. I know there are some religions that don't appreciate organ donation. They see it as desecration, but still. Body cameras. I'm okay with upsetting state employees and conservatives a bit. Body cameras are something that I actually do think should be widely adopted. This is a general rule. I mean, we're reaching an age where the distrust in police is almost as damaging, if not more damaging, than actual corruption by the police. So having body cameras, if they're able to fix that, just makes law enforcement more effective in general, and I kind of support it for that reason. Reducing corruption and racial tension is good. It doesn't actually hurt my opinion of people quite as much as I thought. We don't have to go too crazy on this, but just a little bit. Just a little bit of body cameras. You know, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. All right, I actually think that that's all the time that we have for this video. Next year is election year. I don't know if I'm going to get a full 100% of the vote, but I should be doing just fine and dandy, and we should have just enough time for the economy to fix itself. So hopefully I was correct, and we're going to be just fine in terms of our pollution and other stuff. We're very close to that stop trigger as it is. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.